Hey guys, Mr. Lloyd here, going to work with you on video 2 of 3 for April 21st here. And the paper that we'll be working on in this video looks like this at the top. Let me just zoom in so you can see the heading here. It says 7-10 class activity percents of numbers up top. So this is the page we're working on. So the first thing we were supposed to do is complete the double number line. So we've got millimeters on top and percent on bottom, and remembering that on these double number lines, the top value corresponds with the bottom value, in this case millimeters compared to percents. And so in order to fill this out, we need to read this statement here. The adult dose of a medicine is 8 millimeters. The child's dose is 75% of the adult dose. And so we're trying to figure out how many millimeters is the child dose. So here the double number line gave us 8 millimeters is 100%. That's the total. And our goal is to find the child's dose, which we can see right here. You just have to work backwards. Starting at 0, each of these is the same interval. So you just kind of use your sense. Okay, well, if I'm going from 0 to 8, and each one of these must be some whole number, I know that they're divided into, it would go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're just counting by 2's there. And then similarly here, 75, 50, and 25 working backwards. Or we could have gone from 0 to 100 and found the same. Okay, and then on the next part of this, about the middle section of this, you've got 4 different problem-solving strategies. All we really have to worry about here is just we're getting the exact same answer every single time. We're just using this paper to show us there are multiple ways to solve this problem, and there's no one true correct way. They all work just fine. So Trey's reasoning here, what Trey does is he lists a statement, something he's kind of just a part of his thinking on each line here. And then finally, our job at the bottom is to take all of his thinking and to blend it up. 75% is 3 parts and is 6 milliliters. And the way we find that is 25% is 1 part and 25% equals 2 milliliters. So 1 part equals 2 milliliters, 3 parts, 3 times 2 equals 6. Pretty straightforward there. Kiwanis factor puzzle here. So again, we're given all this information. Our job with the factor puzzle is to write the factors on the outside of the factor puzzle and find the missing value. So 3 times 25 equals 75, 25 times 4 equals 100. 4 times 2 equals 8, and finally 3 times 2 equals 6. So again, 6 and 6, same answer, different method. Tomaslav's equation, here he says m equals 75 over 100 times 8, which is all correct. I multiply 75 over 100 times 8, I get 600 over 100, which can be simplified to 6. So once again, same answer. And finally, Jessica's proportion, which is Mr. Lloyd's favorite method. This is that cross multiplication strategy. 4m equals 24, m equals 24, divided by 4, m equals 6. So again, all 4 ways getting the same answer. The next problem, number 3 down here, it's very faint, but it does say number 3. I'm going to solve it in 2 ways. So the blue is decimal conversion. 75% converts to a decimal, 0.75. Then we just take that decimal, 0.75, and we multiply it by 6. You know, as I'm working through this, I realize I should have just read the problem first, so let me do this. The adult dose of a medicine is 6 milliliters. The child dose is 75% of the adult dose. How many milliliters is the child dose? So using my decimal conversion, I found 4.5. Let's see how my proportion or my cross multiplication strategy, same strategy, just kind of 2 different names for it. Let's see if it gives me the same answer. So I set it up. I don't know the child dose, X, but I know the adult dose is 6. I know that the child dose is 75% or 75 per 100. So I set it up like this. 100x, and I get x equals 4.5. So both strategies gave me the same amount. Similarly, down here for the final problem, number 4, 20% of 120 milliliters of a solution in a beaker, 20%, I convert it to a decimal, I multiply the decimal by the total to get 24 milliliters, and in pink I turned it into a proportion problem, cross-multiplied, and found 24 as well. All right, guys, that is all the time I have. Thank you for watching this video.